Okay, so this is section 11.2, so we're starting our new unit. This is the last of the stuff that we're going to do for the remainder of the school year. So we are on page 336 in your student journal. So a box and whisker plot is what this all is about. So we're looking at how to interpret different data sets in different ways. So our first way is with box and whisker plot. So we have our box and whisker plot. It shows the variety of different data along with our number line, and we can see our least value, our greatest value, and then we have different quartiles. So quartile is something that divides the data into 4 equal parts. So with our 4 parts, so we have 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4 parts. So this is our first quartile right here. Our second is right at our median, so the number that's right in the middle of our data. And our third is at right here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we call it first, second, and third. Okay. So there's 5 main numbers that make up a box and whisker plot, and those are the called the 5-number summary of the data set. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So least value, greatest value, our first quartile, our median, which is our second quartile, and then our third quartile. Pause the video quick and copy these in as well. So it's just other notes when it asks you, some of the questions are going to ask you how to interpret. So when number 1, if it asks you to find and interpret the data range of you would just go from your greatest to your least. So when it asks you to interpret, just take your greatest value minus your least. So if your greatest value is 17, your least value is 5, you take 17 minus 5, and that's going to give you your range. So range is largest minus smallest. And that's equal to your range. You just want to see how far it's spread apart. Another thing it's asking you to do, so if it's telling you to describe the distribution of your data, so each whisker is 25% of your data. So here's 25%, here's 25%. And then your box is the 50%. So 25%, 25%, and then this box creates 50% of your data. Okay. The interquartile range, abbreviated as IQR. So you take your your quartile number 3 minus your quartile number 1. Number 4, so we want to use your whiskers to see how the data is spread apart or below. So in this picture, our 2 whiskers, they're kind of spread evenly. So there's both 1, 2, both 1, 2. So our data on each side and above and below is spread equally. So kind of more with the spreading of your data leads down here. So if it's skewed left, that means your whisker is longer on the right, and most of your data is on the left. Oh, sorry. If your left whisker is longer than the right whisker, it means most of your data is on the right side of the plot. If it's symmetric, that means everything is in the middle. Your median's in the middle of your plot. So see, it's right in the middle. This one's skewed left. If the whisker is longer on the left, the right whisker, oh my gosh, if the right whisker is longer on the left, then we know that the data is more skewed on the right. Okay, sorry guys. Oof, that was difficult. So first we're going to practice making a couple whisker plots. So first you got to do is rearrange your data. So put it back in order going from least to greatest. So I'm going to rewrite it. So 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, and then 9. So new order. Now right in the middle of our data, so we got 4 on this side, 4 on this side, 7's right in the middle. So this is our quartile 2, it's our median. And then right here in the middle of these, so here's the rest of it, right in the middle is 8. It's our quartile 3. And in the middle of this data right here, we got 5.5. That's our quartile 1. Okay. So now let's draw our number line. So draw a good number line. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Try to keep it nice and easy paced, okay? So 4 is your least value. 9 is your greatest. Our quartile 1 is at 5.5. And our quartile 3 is at 8. So that's going to be our box. So here's our 2 whiskers. And then here's the box. Oh, that looks weird. Try this again. There. And then our quartile 2 is going to be at 7, right in the middle. So you usually draw a line and have it extend like that. So that is our whisker plot. Okay, rearranging our algebra test scores. So we start with the smallest. So our smallest number is 63. Going up from 63, we got 71, 76, 82, 84, 84, 88, 92, 96. So our range goes all the way from 63 down to 96. So now we gotta try to do this a lot nicer number line. So 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. Oh, I didn't go long enough. 90, 95. Okay. Now let's put our plots on there. So our smallest number is 63. So let's go over here. Our largest number is 96. And then our first quartile. So we got to find our median. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here's our median. So that's our quartile 2. So between 71 and 76, we got 73.5, and beneath 2 we got 90. So that's our quartile 1, quartile 2 already labeled, and quartile 3. And then this is just our median, our value right in the middle. So it doesn't matter what the numbers are. We just want to find what the number in our data, which one goes in the middle. So let's go to 73, about right here, and 90, it's about right here. So let's draw our box. Okay, and then our median is at 84, which is about right here. Okay, so quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, and then our whiskers. Okay, so now we have a couple that are pre-made for us, and we just need to find out some questions about them. So find and interpret the range of the data. So range, remember we do our biggest minus our smallest. So 24.5 minus 8.5. So So 24.5 minus 8.5 is 16. So that's our range of our data. So the highest is 24, lowest is 8.5, it ranges 16. Describe the distribution of the data. Well, 25% fall between 11.25 through 8.5 and 24.5 through 20.5. So 25% fall between those two categories each. So 25% in one whisker, 25% in the other whisker. The 50% fall between 20.25 through 11.25. And it doesn't matter if you want to put the smaller number first, actually. That's usually what we do. I don't know why I wrote it that way. Find and interpret the interquartile range of the data. So we pick our two quartiles. So this is quartile 3, quartile 1. Subtract them. So 20.25 minus 11.25. Oops. This calculator just turned off. Oh. So 20 points. So it's equal to 9. So that's our IQR is equal to 9. Are the data more spread out below quartile 1 or above quartile 3? So if we look, is it more spread out here or more spread out here? Well, it's more spread out above. Because from between 24.5 and 20.25, the range is 4.25, and that's a greater range than between quartile 1 and the lowest value. So this is longer than this one. Okay, so now we're trying to look at this last question. Double box whisker plot represents the number of tornadoes per month for a year for two states. So we have state A, state B. Identify the shape of each distribution. Well, if you look at state A, that is pretty equal. It's pretty symmetric. State B, well, this side is way longer, so it's skewed right. Which state's tornadoes are more spread out? Well, which one's more spread out? Well, our range of, so A's range is from 14 to 0. B's range is from 27 to 4. So that's range is 23. So state B is more spread out. Which state has the single least number of tornadoes in a month during the year? Well, look at one of their days had to have be 0. That had to be a data point, which means that state A had 0. Because that value has to be on there. Remember, that's the smallest value and the largest value. So one state was 0. And state B had 4 in 1 month, which was the lowest for that state. So state A is the one that had the lowest amount of tornadoes. Okay, so now this is kind of hard. So if you are still stuck and confused, I know YouTube has a lot of good videos, and our book also has some good videos on the assignment page as well. So if you need to watch more videos, you can go find other resources.